All right, so Yasuo is an existing champion that I think this is a good example of the types of cards that you want to keep an eye on as card pools get deeper in Runeterra as they add more sets. This is a card that was always very powerful when you had Yasuo out, but felt like it was difficult to really leverage it because you had to play a lot of kind of mediocre cards in your deck that, you had to play a lot of kind of mediocre cards in your deck that just weren't good when you didn't have Yasuo out. So now with a slightly deeper card pool, we've got more cards that are individually powerful. So it says our new champion, Leona here, that also happened to synergize with Yasuo. So Leona has seemed very powerful in the other games that we've played. People have been playing her against us. So Daybreak, meaning if she's the first card you played in a round, she stuns the strongest enemy. And she levels up when you've activated Daybreak 4 times. We had multiple opponents that played Leona and just leveled her on turn 4 when they played her with Daybreak triggers. Her leveled mode says when you Daybreak her or Daybreak anything, stun the strongest enemy. And she's just got pretty good stat line here as well. So we're playing a bunch of the Daybreak cards. We've got Solari Soldier. Oh, we've got Shield Bearer. We've got the Priestess. We played this card in our last deck. I think this card's just generically good. So we've got a bunch of the cheap Daybreak style of effects. And then we also have a piece of top-end bomb here that seems very powerful. The Daylight Spear. So Daybreak, this creates another Daybreak cards. This kind of guarantees gives you 2 Daybreak triggers. And more importantly, this says it's always day for us. This is incredibly powerful with Leona because it allows us to trigger Leona's leveled text multiple times per turn. So when you have Daylight Spear out, you can kind of just like turbo through stunning a bunch of your opponent's stuff if you have a bunch of Daybreak cards. At the top end of our curve here, I've got some Will of Iona because Yasuo also levels when you recall things in addition to stunning. And I've got a cheeky singular Will here at the top end of our curve. Pick an ally, recall all other units. So this with Yasuo seems potentially very powerful and just kind of like pick their board up and deal 5 to a bunch of things, right? So let's go ahead and jump on into some games here with this one and see how it goes. Is ranked back up? Someone said ranked was up. Looks like it. Oh wait, there's a Daybreak sleeve I can get, right? This is the best part about sending over wild cards because they're great. I get to buy more cosmetics now with the money I have sitting. They sent me cards so I get to buy shiny things. I'll open these later. Morning Light. Yeah, that was one that seemed okay. That's one that gives 2/2 until end of turn and then triggers all the Daybreaks, right? Lulu and Tarek. Says this is one of the decks archetypes I'm looking forward to working on. Definitely want to keep Priestess. I'm gonna mulligan these 2. I'm gonna keep Yasuo. I think this Dorko is very good, by the way. For 4/2 lifesteal. It's a pretty good stat line. Yeah, the League of Legends IP in general is gorgeous, Mesmeric. I think this might be the only card game I've ever played where I like the art direction even more than I like Magic's art direction. I'm gonna grab the meteor shower here. Pizza removal sounds good.
battles.
Speak, stars. Speak, I said.
The dawn has arrived. With its light, the Solari will unite the heavens.
She'll stun Lulu here.
Sunlight blinds.
It's all of a pretty decent attack with the Mentor of the Stones. Like, they can Mentor support this, and this will be a 5-3. This is a card I wasn't playing earlier because we weren't in the Terek, but it seems very good.
Oh, don't get too close.
So I can go ahead and do this here, and then Steel Tempest this. So I have 6 total resources. I definitely want to trigger Daybreak this turn. So I think that means I want to play 2 3-drops.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
We may need a Taste Purple emote. Fair.
I'm mad about gems.
I can see that.
Be nice.
Sojourners is about to mess us up, chat. So this chains the 2/2 supports all the way down.
Celestial power.
Skipping's faster.
Heed the bar.
Slow down.
This is disgusting.
Everyone okay?
One part sandalwood and one part pix. Go, Pix! Go, Pix! Tremendo!
Believe or burn.
Hello, youngest son. So, pretty sure we just Yasuo here, and then we plan to Singular Will next turn. Who would have thought Lulu would be so powerful? Me? People that know how to evaluate cards in games. She's my #1 pick.
Pix power!
So he'll kill these two, right? Yeah, because he does 2, 2, 2, and then 5, 5. Whimsy doesn't target champions.
Unrelenting, but not eternal.
They could have Hush. Hush is what we need to dodge. Hush targets champions. Whimsy does not. Yes, they could also have Deny. Yeah, the fact that this recall resets their powers is a big deal.
My kind of lessons. I follow only one path, my own.
The other two technically die because of Yasuo hitting, right? I'm not actually sure there. That's a good question. Yeah, that 10 drop is better than I was expecting it to be with the hand size limit. It's definitely like a real factor with that card. We might just die here anyways, though, right? Like, they're gonna They jumping? Jumping seems great for us. Big. Really into jumping. If they're jumping here, it means we're less likely to die next turn. Which would be ideal. Big fan of not dying next turn.
This isn't the glade.
My journey begins here and ends at the top.
So they don't have good open attacks here. So I can play Leona, which will stun this and then level. And then Leona stunning it will have Yasuo kill her.
The more hands, the better.
I'll go as far as I'm able.
Behold the divine power of the sun.
Yeah, this might be the corner turn we need. Definitely en route to stabilization. God, do I want 2 of that 10 mana spell?
The sun's splendor.
That 10 mana spell was super impressive. I don't think I want 3 of them, but I might want a second. Yeah, like Yasuo with that card is very good. Yeah, I have 2 recalls at the moment, which is kind of not great.
Purple.
I taste purple. Yay.
I taste purple.
All the colors.
Just a little further.
No time to rest.
Oh, that's good. I taste purple. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Tasty Tree Folk. You are the purpliest purple that ever did purple.
Vroom, vroom.
Brace yourselves.
You're strange.
Try to leave a dent.
Good job, Tasty Tree Folk, taking one for the team. That's exactly what we wanted. He's doing his job here.
I grow back.
Okay, so we get to open on Day Spear here, which triggers this, which will trigger this.
Bushy tailify.
So we'll lose our It's Always Day bonus here. But that's fine. I have Meteor Shower here, so we can do 4 in 1. Okay. That was well played on the opponent's part here, identifying that I could have something to deal 1. Look at that good, clean interface. It just shows you the words of who's gonna deal how much damage, instead of some other applications that make you sit there and guess.
Your turn.
Have just different random colored lines attached to things. When we have a Hoaglandia Legends of Runeterra tournament, as soon as we have a tournament client or a third-party site like Melee, I don't hate Magic Arena. It's just, you know, pretty far from a perfect piece of software. And it's okay to be critical of that.
Face my shield.
Am I giving up her?
I will protect you.
Hope you brought friends.
Face my shield.
Oh, I should put her here and then recall her. Yeah, that's a good line. That's a good line.
Daylight star will rule the skies.
No slowing down.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, this game's been incredible. A lot of really fantastic back and forth. Runeterra is full of incredibly deep and interesting games like this.
Our sun will not set today.
The average Runeterra game feels like the 20% of Magic games that are really sweet. Just so much back and forth. In just the best way.
I can see that.
Be nice.
Life and death on the blade's edge.
They have a decent block here, but I like trading this off to just gain a little bit of life. And getting up to 9 here is valuable.
We need skill to reach the top, not trinkets. It does you no harm to have both.
I assume they're going to open on attacks here. If they don't open on attacks, we're just going to dumpster them.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron. Stay focused!
No.
Be brave.
So their Mountain Sojourners here are going to go crazy.
Power before our might.
Try to leave a dent. We have no quarrel.
No more running.
Nope, no specific link name here. Just grab it off their site. Game's genuinely really good. Like I've said in the past, I think honestly the only thing Magic has going for it over Runeterra, in my opinion, is the fact that Magic has a deeper card pool, and Runeterra is going to catch back up in that respect real fast.
May it never leave.
So normally Daybreak is only the first card you play each turn. However, Daylight Spear here says you always trigger Daylight. It's always day, chat.
Glorious light rains down.
And every time we trigger Daylight, Leona stuns something, and every time we stun something, Yasuo hits it. You could say we were, the sun never sets in Hoogland. You could say we're a combo deck. Yeah, this is... I like this Yasuo deck seems sweet. Like the fact that like our deck is doing meaningful things when we don't have Yasuo feels real good. I kind of want to fit in the 10 drop was really good there. I kind of want to fit in another singular will. I don't know what I want to cut though. The fact that like this card like single-handedly levels Yasuo and tempos people seems really appealing. Yeah, it's also, someone said Shimmer Recall earlier, but I think Recall is just like, actually just good here. We have a lot of good things we don't mind recalling. It's funny with Blade Twirler too, yeah. Yeah, maybe I just don't need as many wills. I kind of like that. You'll just have one of those, just like play more of the blowout. I like that suggestion. Got Shadow Assassin? Am I playing Shadow Assassin? I am playing Shadow Assassin. Yeah, maybe that card's not necessary. It was a long game, chat. Also, Zenith Blade is incredible with Blade Twirler, because Grant means you permanently get... Grant means you permanently get the modifier, which is great. So this thing often gets a lot of attack, and this gives it overwhelm.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
I think those are just like the funniest messages that happen when you're a content creator. People are like, "Oh, you quit Magic?" It's like, dude or dudette or whoever you are, we were streaming Magic like 3 hours ago. Just like the number of Magic players that can't fathom the idea of people enjoy playing more than one game at the same time. It's just like so wild.
Fresh is worth at least twice as much. Try to keep up.
Are you trading either of these for this? I assume they're gonna challenge this on the backswing.
Here's a big one.
See, like, and this is kind of a good example, I think, of why the range on Invoke is important for power level. Like, the Invoke on Soltari Priestess is actually much more powerful than the Invoke on Traveler, because Traveler is likely to give us cheap cards, whereas Soltari Priestess explicitly gives us stuff in this range of 4 to 5, so the approximate power of what Priestess is generating is pretty consistent. Written in the Stars seems pretty good.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Is Invoke busted? No! It seems like a very reasonable mechanic. Y'all gotta chill with the hot takes. I mean, that's what they want, though, right? Hot takes generate clicks. Yep. So I have 8 total mana, so I can Written in Stars here and then play whatever champion we draw.
The dawn has arrived. With its light, the
Oh, that wasn't day broken. I'm so dumb. Burst spells trip me up. I guess that was a mistake on my part. Obviously, should have waited.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
blessed daylight surrounds you.
Blessed daylight surrounds you. You got dumpstered by a spell shield deck. Trying to play Ruination, so I'm spectating until the meta settles. Yeah, spell shield giving counterplay against that is real good. Let's pump her up, huh? This says it's always day, so this will trigger Daybreak. And you can see my Daybreak cards are yellow when I mouse over them, and Daybreak's going to trigger. I just need to pay attention.
A shield for allies, a sword for enemies. Behold the divine power of the sun.
So they still have 25 cards left in the deck, so the deep mechanic doesn't trigger until their deck has 15 or fewer cards in it. So they're still a little ways off of that happening. Yeah, Spell Shield protects against board wipes. Yeah, protects, yeah, that's, just in case to be clear, it protects just that unit. Still on 0 stuns for Yasuo at the moment.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren. Glorious light
If I'm being honest, Waff, the new cards feel more playable than I was expecting them to. Like it's good reminder that like I'm still learning my way around this as a card game, but I definitely wasn't expecting some of these cards to feel as good as they felt. It's always day. It just means Daybreak always triggers. So Daybreak generally only triggers as your first card played each turn.
A blade forged with blessed sunlight.
We're still only at 2 stuns here for Yasuo. Part of me thinks the what's it called? The 2-drop that gets bigger when you stun or recall something, that might not be very good here. They're at 21 cards in their deck, so they're probably going to get deep next round, I imagine. Yeah, Bleed Twirler. Shadow Assassin also seems kind of underwhelming.
Down, down. Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
Alright, we're going to stun some monsters here.
Glorious light rains down.
You will feast soon enough.
That's unfortunate. Maybe I should have been playing around that by pumping her. That's probably what I should have been doing.
Death is like the wind, always by my side.
I think I'm gonna Yasuo end round. They're deep now. Great draw.
The water rises. Pull them under.
Believe or burn.
Gaze into the light.
Maybe I just go chump chump concussive palm. What do we think of that? I think I like it. And then we'll get to play Leona out, which will level Yasuo. Yeah, recalling their board does seem very good.
Chosen of the sun.
This card, Daylight Spear, was a card. The initial build that I started with only had 2 of these, and we played against this card. It seemed insane. This has been very good so far. Yeah, okay.
The sun's splendor revealed.
So this will be a 7/7 now, right?
Is a leaf's only purpose to fall?
So I get to go Zenith Blade on Yasuo, which will make him bigger. Which means he'll hit harder. We're atrocitying Yasuo. Yes, you are. Yes, yes, you are.
A beam of light to pierce the heavens.
Opponent's dojo is full of. Oh god. Oh god. That's Yep. Well, poop.
Clad in shining sunlight. Glorious light rains down.
Am I playing this out or not? They're probably gonna open on attacks, right? They're probably gonna open on attacks.
Unyielding light.
So I think I play this out as another blocker. If they don't open, we'll probably win. Yeah. I think we just passed. Yeah, I don't think this game's over just yet. I think because of this card, we still have a shot.
Drag them down.
You cannot sway me.
Your attack is obvious.
Back, unbeliever!
Yeah, Nautilus not having Overwhelm is huge. For people that are new to the chat, by the way, things like Things like bad play, that wasn't good, etc. Those type of messages get you a 10-minute break. That's not constructive or helpful. If you want to be critical of a play that I make or my opponent makes, feel free to be constructive and specific about it. Oh, they do just get to obliterate my champion, don't they? Yeah, that's awkward. Maybe I'm supposed to keep this one instead. I think we're probably dead at this point.
Our sun will not set today.
How many cards are in their deck? 7, but some of them are Maokai, which kind of feels bad. I think we're probably dead at this point. Well, when you go to draw a card and you can't, you lose. But they'll Maokai and kill us before that happens. Maokai's level node obliterates our deck. Yeah, I think we're done so here. Long game. This deck is our deck's more controlling than I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be a little bit more mid-rangey. So far, Shadow Assassin and Blade Twirler have been a little bit underwhelming. I'm playing all the Daybreak cards, am I? I'm not. We could technically play Morning Light. Grants allies +2/+2 and activates all ally Daybreak effects. There's also Sun Guardian. I don't hate some amount of Morning Light. This card looked impressive. I think this deck is better than the Swain version. I think anybody that's telling you with any amount of certainty they think some decks are better than others, like 2 hours after playing the format, is probably an idiot or lying to you. In general, I try to shy away from making bold, firm statements that I don't have experience to back up or data to back up. Probably go up a Tasty Tree Folk. Really like the fact that this life steals. Seems pretty good in the aggressive matchups. I don't know. I feel like Lulu's in contention for my favorite champion in the game at the moment. She's been real sweet so far. Yeah, Morning Light, this is Leona's champion spell too, right? Yeah. This kills both their champions, so probably keeping it.
Ours is the one true light. Bless the faithful and fear the heretics.
Yeah, Hush could be good. I'm not playing any copies of Hush, and that card's definitely very powerful. Some number of those could be good. I have a favorite programming language, definitely Python.
Think you're fast? Cute.
Because I'm lazy. Riot Dova with the 20 sub-gifter Rudies. You're absurd. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Good afternoon to you. So I think with the Invoked lined up on this other one here already, I think I'm just going to grab Falling Comet. Having plenty of removal feels real good. Peabody Hightower, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Are we attacking? Probably. Yeah, if I play anything pre-combat, they're pretty pre-combat. If I play anything before attacking, they're very likely to play a blocker that I don't want to attack into, so I should just start by getting my hit in here. Yeah, I love just the little interface things that they've done. Like the fact that your Daybreak cards highlight orange when they're going to trigger Daybreak is fantastic.
Sunlight guiding my brethren.
Thanks, Nova. One thing, I think you could confirm this for me. Y'all intentionally put wild cards on my account, right? I think that was intentional. And then I already have a falling comment. I'm going to grab the warrior here because this is a proactive piece of interaction. We've got Sunburst and falling comment lined up as more narrow, or more general piece of removal. Because I did appreciate that. It freed up my dollar reduced to buy beautiful cosmetics.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
So I think we just want to kill that. So she's ready to level. I think I lead on this and see what they do. They could have a piece of removal of their own here potentially, but the stun on her will give this 2 extra attack, which is good for combat. They could also play a blocker that's like big enough to not let me attack too. Could be right to open on attacks here. If they pass, okay, they're not passing, so she's gonna, yep.
To shine like the sun, you must burn like it.
Usually tapped out for a lot of Runeterra. The Shaman, the animations in this game really show you like they're a real software company. They're just so good. Like the average animation quality is so incredibly high. And like the fact that they put little animation details into like random commons and uncommons and rares too, or whatever epics. Is it common? I should know what the 3 rarities are called. So there's champion, epic, and then what are the bottom 2? Are they common and uncommon or something else? I feel like I should commit that to memory. Common, and rare. Okay. So I think we just go back and forth here, killing each other's Leonas. Common, and rare. Okay. Deny. Okay, yep. This is a card that I could definitely be playing, and perhaps it's a mistake for me not to be.
Believe or burn.
Yeah, that could very easily be a game-winning deny. For sure. I was trying to figure out like what I wanted my last couple of slots in the deck to be. Like I haven't been super happy with Blade Twirler, and some number of deny could definitely fit well in there.
Sunlight blinds.
I just don't have great attacks here. I guess I could use my mana to Zenith Blade here, but I don't, and again, like, this card looking kind of awkward because if I don't keep Leona in play, I'm just, like, not stunning or recalling a whole ton. I think I'm just gonna bank the 3 spell mana for now. Yeah, the Spell Shield Burst Spell is also good. That's in our regions. Maybe we just want to play a mix of those to have lots of ways to protect Leona and, like, maybe 2 of the Burst Spell because it costs 3 and, like, 1 deny. think it's probably
Sunlight burns in our weapons.
So, I think I'm playing Sun Guardian out here as just a giant blocker. Yeah, I agree with that, Voxel. Definitely more of a Leona deck than anything.
Maybe I do have a future. Death is like the wind, always by my side.
So I think we start with a spear, maybe. Definitely feels like the deciding moment of the game was them having protection for their Leona. So my Hail Mary here is I can drop Warrior and then Zenith Blade this to kill her potentially, but we have a lot of things that could stun here. Yeah. I think I definitely want some amount of protection for my champions. The Fox has been super mediocre. So we're gonna cut that and get some protection in here. So a couple of Bastion. And then we wanted a cheeky Deny. I'm putting those in. I probably don't need these recalls. Third Steel Tempest is probably fine. Yeah, I feel like one Deny is probably plenty, especially with some Bastion. Like, these are similar-ish effects. Obviously, one's much better against Ruination, though. I think Lulu Shen's probably my favorite Runeterra deck we've played today. You want another Sunburst? I'm at 40 of 40. Do we want to cut something? Sunburst might be better than Morning Light. Definitely, this deck's definitely playing out more controlling than I was expecting it to be. Like, I was expecting us to be slightly more aggressive, and in practice, it just isn't working out that way. So, just Lucian. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep all of these. Like, all of these are just, like, super reasonable against aggro. They're Lucian, Demacia, Targon here. I wonder if they're using Targon cards for things to protect Lucian. That could be impressive. Lucian's often very powerful when you can keep him alive.
Be Demacia. Raise your weapon, Sunwood. Feel the can't fight on an empty stomach.
This attack seems super loose. They're like getting in a hit for 3, but they're treating their war chefs, and this isn't even dying. Feels like a good exchange for us overall. I wonder if they're playing like a support build with Lucian as the aggressive champion. I can see that being reasonable. It's been a year. Thanks for the tournament, and glad you found Runeterra. I stopped playing Magic since I found Runeterra, and I'll be here long term regardless of what you do. And that's coming from someone that named both their kids after Planeswalkers. Thanks for the entire year of support, Illustrate. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for sticking around. I'm glad you enjoy Runeterra too. I don't really want to trade my 2-1 for their 1-2, so I think we just pass here. Psychologist, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back.
Bless the faithful and sear the heavy.
Looks like I'm ready. Bye-bye. Push back the darkness.
Okay. So he levels when he sees 4 things die. Probably will just be Tempesting him in combat. What type of deck do you think suits for Diana, apart from Diana Nocturne 1? Probably just some kind of aggressive shell giant. Am I sunbursting this Lucian? I feel like I am. I just need to, like, get him out of there, and, like, they're not gonna block with him, and I can't kill him by blocking in combat, so... Hey, thanks to the anonymous sub-gifter, whoever did that. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I'm up. Ooh, the silence burn spell is actually really good against this Dorko, right? Because then he doesn't make a Badger Bear. Trades 1 for 1 cleanly there. This is fine, because these fight, so I still get to lifesteal here. Go to 20. Your Nexus life totals can't go below or above 20. Am I okay trading this for this? I'm not still, right? So we're just passing back. They did dog. We're gonna get lots of consistent updates for this application, which is great.
Get guilty with Ben.
I'm gonna go ahead and trade these here, and then we'll play Leona out post-combat and stun this. What's going on, youngest son?
First light illuminates the land.
How are you doing?
Glorious light rains down.
Him and Jake must be playing a game. Yeah, I agree, Sterlanic. Like, so at the core, it feels like at a glance, because you can only put 2 combinations of colors together in Runeterra, that, like, there would be less deck building than in Magic, but I think in the long term, that's really not going to be the case. I think I'm definitely expecting, as we continue gaining more factions, we'll eventually have as many or more permutations, right? And, like, just adding a new faction adds so many extra with it. And it really feels like they did a good job of... It's incredible how much variety the game can have when all of their cards are playable, effectively. Because when you look at the raw numbers, it's easy to think like, well, there's just so many less cards than like coming from a Magic background. But the fact that the average power level is so much closer to constructed playable in this game is huge. If a single combat, I get into trouble playing this out. They already played one of those. They're 11 cards into their deck though. So open to fade. They have like open to fade like Consecrated Strike in single combat here. Yeah, a lot of Magic decks do end up just being 2 colors, or like 2 with a splash.
Daylight is unrelenting, but not eternal.
Yeah, the monk made by Concussive Palm, when he's recalled, turns back into Concussive Palm, which is great. Used Firebrand, yep. So, would really like to draw a Daybreak thing next turn. Is there any draft game mode? Yeah, I actually really like the limited mode in Runeterra. It's what they call Expedition, and it is a very synergy-based limited format, which is a lot of fun. Alright, are they going to open on attacks here? If they open on attacks, I've got Concussive Palms. If they don't open on attacks, I get to Singular Will. Okay, so this gets to go under the bus. And then I think we go stun, level this. If I get denied, I'm still not dead, which is nice. So even if they have like a deny here or a spell shield, I'm only taking 6 extra. Yep, yeah, ranked just went live. Or just went live. It's been live for a little bit. We've been playing ranked for at least the last hour. Kind of expecting one of these to not work. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate.
I will follow this path until the end.
Yeah, Magic has so many bulk rares in it because they explicitly want a low-powered limited format. This singular will is about to be very, very good. No! Oh, no! Oh, no! Darn it, Sultari Priestess! This card is so good. Well, oh, Bastion! Oh, Bastion. Think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. Right on time, Bastion. Welcome to the party. Yeah, I think the protection spells. The protection spells are definitely good. This deck definitely needs its champions to hang out to survive. Yeah, I think I like the person that said, do we need Will of Iona or should we have more protection? I think the more I play this deck, the more I'm like, yeah, I would just like some more protection. Yeah, I agree with Fixed. Keeping our champions alive is pretty critical. It's been good, Kurliski. How was the rest of your school day? Good. Good? You do all your homework? That's all homework? Schoolwork? It's just called schoolwork? Welcome to the party, Beagle Dog. I appreciate you. Thresh a soul. Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Day is breaking, chat. Day is breaking. Old man Suede. Thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm planning, it's up on my schedule too, but I'm planning to be live till about 5 p.m. Central. It's about 15 minutes from now, every weekday this week, so we can fit in some extra Runeterra time. Super psyched to check out all their stuff with the new expansion. So, I feel like you're often not gonna get value against non-aggro decks with Shieldbreaker, but I also think that's probably fine. Thanks for recommending Highbind. As I advance to middle age, I like fun party games that don't need to be X-rated for laughs. Yeah, exactly, Dear Hulk. It's definitely my biggest recommended. In the before times when we were allowed to have people into our home for board games, Hivebind was a big favorite.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Yeah, I think that's kind of impressive to me too, Kylar. Like, and that's the thing that makes card games so interesting, right? And the deck building processes around them. Like, at a cursory glance of the spoiler, I definitely did not expect the number of archetypes that have popped up so far, even in just my 5 hours playing today or 4 hours playing today, to have popped up.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
The lab test precon decks are good. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah. Letting people really experience the full game will encourage them to want to buy in.
Warriors of the Raharaka, time is now!
We'll follow you to the edge of daybreak.
I mean, to be fair, Lamacopter, you don't necessarily know that there might be cards that do something like that. Still, we don't necessarily know, because remember, there's going to be 2 more smaller sets with this expansion, right? I don't think I want to trade this since I have Leona in hand. It still makes me chuckle to this day, 2.5 months, 3 months later, where, like, the number of things that Riot has done with Runeterra, where over the years I've been like, I really wish Magic would do this thing, and then, like, Runeterra just does that thing already, and people, like, always told me, well, you can't do that in a card game, Jeff.
Power of the sun. The dawn has arrived.
May it never leave.
So they are Shadow Isles. We could see Ruination happen here.
Daylight is unrelenting, but not eternal.
So Spell Shield does not protect from your own Ruination. That's just good game design.
Sun's splendor revealed.
Oh, this breaks Spell Shield. That's nice. I haven't stunned anyone yet, right? Because that didn't work. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Written in Stars. I'm going to pass here. They're probably going to play something else out. They might attack too. If they attack, I might Steel Tempest. Spell Shield does not protect from your own spells, no.
And here's where I paint my constellation.
A Spell Shield, so it depends on the instance, Grimmeldin. So if a unit has Spell Shield on it, it retains that, but there are certain cards that only give Spell Shield for the current round. Like whatever the protection spell is we're playing in this deck is only for the current round. And remember, the keyword grant means you get something permanently. That's fine, right? Because this is another Leonin. Expecting an attack with this. Although I guess maybe not, because we just trade the 5/5s here since this is silenced. Maybe I am just supposed to Written in Stars because I can take this trade. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to Written in Stars there. Because Fury gets bigger when it survives. Yeah, I messed up in Bird Demand. I didn't need to there. I should have Written in Stars.
Chosen of the sun.
Her light rules the heavens.
So this stuns here. We'll see what they have as follow-up. I've got 3 pretty good attackers.
Sunlight blinds.
Yeah, the way Runeterra handles basically legendary things in the form of champions, I think is very well done. Big agree. I also kind of really like that the fact that they do their legendary rule that way also means that they get to like have ways to cheat multiple of the same legendary into play, which is neat. Yes, this board when both players have it is super gorgeous.
Scorching light.
So these are stunned. That being said, I expect some chump blocks here because Thresh needs to collect some things to, Oh, that's really cheeky.
Hold still.
They silence their own thing to get rid of the stun. That's really slick. Well played on the opponent's part.
I spilled.
Wait, this went back to being stunned? Is that... You got your dinosaurs? I'll be working in a little bit, bud, okay? I promise. What's happening in here? I'm gonna stun their guy. Because your father is quite stunning. It's not the unit when it would wear off. Yeah, that's one of those things. The joke was for you, chat. It wasn't for Declan. Yeah, that could be working as intended. Do I Soltari Soldier here so that way I can open on Morning Light next turn? I think so.
Not suffer
I
unbelief.
think I just do this and we open on Morning Light. My opponent is unfortunately going to be at 9 mana, so they could Ruination me, but if they Ruination me, they lose their Thresh, and, like, I have okay follow-ups. There's, like, this one is another Leona. So it's Morning Light. I would love another Written in Stars, thanks. So this Daybreak triggers all my Daybreak effects. We get some stuns here. If they do something that's not Ruination, I might just Morning Light here again. Although I guess I don't have the Always Day card, which is unfortunate. I might want a Zenith Blade just to give something Overwhelm. We'll see what they do. Supernova. Obliterate. Obliterate 2 things, sure. Okay. So...
The dawn has arrived.
May it never leave.
she's gonna have a target on her head regardless. So I think I put the Overwhelm on this. So this way, this is just like a Chunky Monkey.
A blade forged with blessed sunlight.
So they can block 6, 5, and they take 8. They're dead? They dead? This is 8, 15, right? Because they have 2 blockers that aren't stunned.
I know your true heart.
Nice.
Daylight everlasting.
Illicet, thank you for the very generous tier Teresa. I appreciate the 11 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. They did deny us the joy of everything smashing. That is true. It was sad. Alright, we're gonna play one more here with Leona Yasuo. And we'll call it a day. We'll be back again tomorrow. Is that Leon Swain? Yep. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we keep Daylight Spear against a deck. This is probably a more mid-rangey deck like us. I'm gonna mulligan Morning Light. Let's get rid of all those and look for some cheap Daylight effects.
Ours is the one true light. Devotion to battle.
Insert Spider-Man meme here.
Devotion through battle.
Easy trade here. Maybe not.
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
Spilled paint is accidental art. I feel like Golden Sister's probably good here. Warrior doesn't kill either of their champions once they're leveled up.
You cannot sway me.
Aren't you contractually obligated to always invoke Meteor Shower? You know.
I taste purple.
I taste purple. Hopefully they pass here and we get to burn their mana, because I don't want to attack my 4-2 into their 2-2 anyways.
Bask in her radiant blessing.
Probably drop Day Spear.
Punish transgressions.
Believe or burn.
Our strength is forever at its zenith.
Blessed daylight surrounds you.
This guy generating Zenith Blade is really slick. Doesn't like pulls the other Zenith Blades out of our deck. We played Orient Salt. So we played it with Thresh earlier, but it wasn't really a good Orient Salt deck. It was just like a Thresh deck. We're gonna play Orient Salt with War Mother's Call tomorrow. Is in my plans.
The light of my star warms the heavens.
The Swain pairing with Leona actually seems pretty good, because the 6 mana Targon card that deals 6 damage to something, like, half levels Swain on its own, which seems great. You're gonna try Soul with Entry. I don't know if that's super useful, because, like, by the time you get to 10 mana, you'll probably have drawn him.
With its light, the Solari behold the divine power of the sun.
So she's gonna stun my 5/5.
Glorious light rains down.
My elusive attack is a free roll, so we'll do that.
Discipline and conviction.
Sweet, Niv. Glad to hear it. So, our first game we played with this deck, Singular Will, was super impressive.
Control all that I want.
However, after playing more games with it,
Hold the sun's holy light.
it's definitely feeling kind of clunky. We're unfortunately 1 mana short of being able to... We're 1 mana short of being able to, being able to recall everything this turn. I think we just denied. Wait. Gotta nip that one in the bud.
Devotion through battle.
Pretty sure I just trade these. Always having Daybreak is really powerful. So I think that's a good exchange for me. No, it didn't look, I don't think they invoked. Yeah, the animation happened, but I don't think the card was added to their hand. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, you choose the invoke card before it resolves. Yeah, the animation threw me for a loop. Cause yeah, and it threw me off a little bit because that happened when we did that same thing earlier. I kind of want to just singular will. I don't really have anything else going on. I guess this attack is free, and then that makes them make a play, and hopefully they make a play post-combat that burns their mana, and then we singular will, and like reset a bunch of the stuff.
Sunlight guided my brethren. Glorious light rains down.
Maybe I should have attacked in to trade this off, because I'm actually gonna, when this resolves, I'm gonna burn the card I draw next turn, right? Because these other three are back in my hand, and now I'm at 10. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I should have attacked with my 4-2. At the very least, I gained some life, and maybe they trade it off, and then I don't burn my card here. It's gonna feel real bad. It could have been worse. At least it was a bad card. So the hand size limit in this game is 10. If you go to draw a card when you have 10, it just disappears as such.
All unbelievers will see the light.
Behold the sun's holy light.
My faith protects me.
That's a good observation. This is cheaper to replay than Silver Sister. It's a good catch, Ripson.
And here's where I'd paint my constellation.
I think we take Traveler here because I can play it. We hope to high roll with that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's actually probably pretty useful. If you behold a celestial card, grant allies everywhere +2/+2 and then refill your spell mana. Well,
Devotion to battle.
Oh, heretic!
huh? Yep. Yeah, I think that's accurate. I think it's try 2 string cheese with elusive. Well, poop. Yeah, I could recall that, but I think at that point we're just too far behind. Huh? When we pulled all our synergies together, this deck felt really smooth. However, it felt really clunky at times. I wonder, I kind of feel like I want more 2-drops. I wonder if this card's playable. I kept looking at this card when I was building different decks and how expensive everything felt on average in our hand. I wonder, yeah, it's super champion centric. I feel like I want ways to protect my champions, and I want ways to be a little bit more efficient in getting onto the board. To set a low bar, this felt better than other Yasuo decks that I've played in the past, in large part because this is more of a Leona deck than a Yasuo deck. Like, Leona just happens to work with Yasuo. I think I want to trim down to one of each of these expensive cards at my top end. I think Tasty Tree Folk might be the trim. And then, like, just play, like, some Green Glade lookouts here. So the 4-mana Entreat, just to make sure people understand how that works, that is a Celestial card. So Celestial cards you can't actually put copies of in your deck. You have to invoke them. So that card is very good, but it's not a card you can just play. If that makes sense. It has to come off of a card like Sultari Priestess. Yep, no worries. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want one other, like, really cheap unit that could occasionally be used defensively, but there really isn't anything in these factions that, like, fits that role. Yeah, this is just like a good playable card. Maybe I leave the 3-drops in. I did trim. We did trim a little bit of the top end, and Tasty Tree Folk have been pretty okay. Yeah, we tried Blade Twirler, and it felt pretty medium. We're not, like, stunning and recalling stuff consistently enough, and this card's not super defensive. Yeah, maybe Highway Blade Men could be good. I do like things that come up the board and help us against aggro. I've got too many cards now. Yeah, something like that. I think I'm going to put this list under the deck as my recommended one. I think Green Glade Lookout is a card that sounds appealing. Getting things down faster on the board sounds good. I definitely felt like we were coming up a lot of the time. At any rate, that's going to wrap up for me for today, folks. Really appreciate everybody that stuck out through the end. I'll be back again tomorrow morning with a little bit of Magic to start, and then a bunch of Runeterra afterwards. We continue to explore lots of great decks. If you're new to the stream, thanks for hanging out today. You can check out my Runeterra stuff on my website and my YouTube channel. Everything I stream gets cut up there. We play a ton of Constructed. These decks, like most of the decks that we play, are viewer submissions. So if you have a sweet Runeterra deck you'd like to see I'm played on stream at some point in the future, you can check that out on my website as well. Everybody, stay safe out there wherever you're at in this crazy world, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace, folks.